Ever feel like your German sounds a little, well, textbooky? If you really want to level up and sound more natural, the secret is often in these small but super powerful words that connect your thoughts. And today, we are going to master one of my favorites, Nachdem.
Okay, so we've all been there as learners, right? You connect every sentence with dann, which means then. I do this, then I do that. I mean, it gets the job done, sure, but it can sound kind of clunky, almost robotic. We can do so much better.
Just take a look at these two sentences. On the left, you've got Lisa makes coffee, then she sends emails. See? Two short, choppy sentences, but now listen to the one on the right. After Lisa has made coffee, she sends emails. Can you hear that difference? It just flows. It's smoother, more connected. Honestly, it's just much better German.
So yeah, which one sounds more advanced, more natural? It's the one on the right, no question. And a little bit of magic that makes it all work is that one word, nachdem. And that's exactly what we're going to break down.
I want you to think of Nachdem as a little time machine for your sentences. Seriously, it lets you talk about the sequence of events without just saying, and then, and then, and then. It adds this layer of sophistication that just makes you sound so much more fluent.
So, what is it, technically? Well, nachdem is a temporal conjunction, and its one and only job is to signal that the action in its little part of the sentence, the nachdem clause, happened before the action in the main clause. That's it. That's its whole purpose in life.
This timeline here makes it crystal clear. It literally does not matter where the Nachdem clause sits in the sentence. The event it's talking about always happened first. So, first the coffee, then the emails. It's as simple as that.
Ah, and here is the one big grammar rule you just have to remember. It's a non-negotiable. Because nachdem kicks off a subordinate clause, the main verb gets booted all the way to the very end. You see it in gekocht hat. The verb hat is at the end. That is such a classic German grammar signature. Okay, you ready for the secret codes? Let's dive into the first formula for using nachdem. This is the one you're going to use all the time when you're talking about stuff happening now or in the very recent past. Here it is, the first formula. It's a simple pairing. If your main clause, your main point, is in the present tense or presens, then the nachdem clause that came before it has to be in the present perfect or perfect. Think of them like a package deal. They always go together. Let's look at an example. Ich bin sehr traurig. I am very sad. That's present tense, right? The feeling is happening now, and the reason for it is in the nachdem clause, after Nina has left me. Verlassen hat is the perfect tense. The leaving happened first, and that caused the sadness that's happening now. See how it works?
And hey, look who's back, our friend Lisa. So, first thing she does, nachdem Lisa Kaffee gekocht hat. That's the perfect. And what's the result of that action? Schickt sie emails. She sends emails. That's the presence. The formula holds up perfectly.
And get this, you can totally flip the sentence around. You can start with the main idea, Lisa sends emails, and then add the nachdem part, after she has made coffee. The meaning, the timeline, it's all exactly the same. You're just changing the emphasis a tiny bit. Okay, so that's what we do for the present. But what about when you're telling a story that's completely in the past? Well, there's another formula for that, and this is where your storytelling skills are going to get a major boost. Here's our second secret formula. If the main event of your story is in the simple past, or Präteritum, then the nachdem event, the thing that happened even further back in time, has to be in the past perfect, or plusquamperfect. You can kind of think of the plusquamperfect as the past of the past. Let's see how this plays out. Ich war sehr traurig. I was very sad. That's Präteritum. Our whole story is set in the past, but the thing that happened even before I was sad was this. Nachdem Jan mich verlassen hatte, after Jan had left me. That's the plusquamperfect. It just sets up that timeline perfectly. So really, this whole thing boils down to just these two key pairs. If your main point is in the present, use presens with perfect. If your main story is in the past, use Präteritum with plusquamperfect. That's it. That's the whole system right there. All right, enough with the rules. Let's put that past formula into practice and see how you can use it to build a really compelling story about things that have happened in your life. Okay, let's build a quick story. We've got two events from the past. First, I finished my education. Second, I found a job. So how do we connect these two things in one smooth, elegant sentence? Boom, there it is. Nachdem ich meine Ausbildung abgeschlossen hatte, that's our plusquamperfect for the first thing that happened, and the result? Sofort eine Stelle fand. I found a job immediately. That's the Präteritum. Just listen to how professional and fluent that sounds.
Let's do one more just to make sure this really sticks. Okay, so, first event in the past, we had a child. Second event, we started looking for a bigger apartment.
And here's how we put it together. Nachdem wir ein Kind bekommen hatten, plusquamperfect for that first big life event, suchten wir eine Drei-Zimmer-Wohnung, Präteritum for the second action that followed. You can see how this structure is just absolutely essential for telling any story about the past.
So from now on, whenever you want to use Nachdem, just run through this super quick mental checklist. Number 1, is the Nachdem event the one that happened first? Check. Number 2, are my tenses paired up correctly with one of our 2 formulas? Check. And number 3, is that conjugated verb kicked all the way to the very end of the clause? Check. If you can say yes to all 3, you have absolutely nailed it.
And that brings me to my final question for you. And hey, notice it uses our very first formula. Nachdem du diese Erklärung gesehen hast, was wirst du tun? After you have seen this explanation, what are you going to do? Now it's your turn. Go out there, practice, and start telling your own stories with time. Happy learning!